Alright guys, welcome to the first project of our semester together. Um, as I said in the first video, if you have not watched that yet, please do. Um, I want us to think of ourselves as an actual design team, as professionals, as people that are going to actually do really good work, both together and individually. And I think our first project together is going to help us establish that mentality. So, as you can see on my screen, of course, Pinterest is the place to be. You're going to be developing a personal logo using letters, okay, as the base. Now, you can do other things with it, like build artwork inside of the letter or letters, or use both of them to combine them in creative ways, or use them as the baseline to some other structures, such as this one right here. You can use them as a centerpiece to other vector artwork, like, simple things like circles. The possibilities are endless, and my goal for this is to help us establish the fact that we're good, and we want to just brand ourselves as a designer now, and the work that we're going to present is going to be tagged all the time with our logo. And I think it's kind of a cool way to kind of start things off. I hope that in doing this, you guys feel like you've created something that represents yourself, because we all come from different backgrounds and different locations, and maybe what you create for this might represent that, all right? And so, of course, I want this to go beyond just combining two letters together or typing two characters together in a font that we like. How will you combine your letters in a creative way that's going to make someone think, that person knows what the hell they're doing, because that's really, really cool. For example, I'll go to Illustrator for a second. All right. Illustrator is probably the best place to start out. If I, for example, have a character like this, actually I'll delete this and go back from scratch. You should each know by now that if you use the type tool and just click on the screen, it will create a text box in a sense that is actually transformable. Yeah, you can still go back in there and make edits, but it'll keep those transformations the same. Or, if you click and drag, it's going to create a text box that is more traditional, like you might find in InDesign, in which case you can write something, and then that will be undisturbed by transforming that box. Let's go from this option. My initials are AM. I'll start with this letter A. I'll take that and hold the shift key down and just pull on the corner and enlarge that. Now, you probably already know this, but I don't want to assume anything in this intermediate stage. If you take that in this form of text box that is transformable, take that and perhaps go to the type menu and click Create Outlines or Shift Command O. It will turn this into an actual vector object. At this point, you can't actually make any changes to the text. So, hopefully you're okay with this by now. You can always go back and undo if you want. But it's kind of cool because in some of these examples here, you have different things that aren't just text files. They've made custom adjustments to maybe what was a letter in a font that they vectorize. So, for example, in here, if I click on the direct selection tool, it's going to give me those vector points now. And I can adjust those things like I would adjust any other vector shape and pull those vectors and do stuff like that. This gives me the freedom to make any adjustment that I want with a baseline font file or just a typeface on screen. That's why Illustrator, I think, is the best place to start. That can help you make some pretty cool adjustments to some already cool fonts. But that being said, you may not decide to do it that way, and maybe you decide to start on paper. If you do that, a good thing for you might be to take a picture of that, then upload it to your computer somehow, email it to yourself or whatever, and then place that, file, place an image, on the screen. Lower that opacity so you can trace over it, and we'll just say that, for example, the A that I drew somewhere might look weird. That's not at all an A, but it doesn't matter. Let's say that you did this on paper and you want to bring that into Illustrator, you can use that paint tool, the paintbrush tool that I just used, which if you're cool with how confident you are in making freeform movements on a trackpad or a mouse, all power to you. I'm not always the best at that either. But you can also trace things using the vector and the pen tool, and so that might be a more precise option. Either way, there's ways for you to do this, whether you want to do it on paper first and bring it in, or just kind of start playing around with typefaces that are on your computer right now. Now, I will say this. Your job is to make this unique to you. Make it something that I've never seen before. Of course, you can use sort of some of the assistance of these references. Getting ideas from other places is fine. But I want this to be personal to you, and I want to establish yourself as a designer in this class, as a designer on this creative team. And this is the thing you'll be using from this point forward. Again, you'll be putting this mark that you make on all the stuff that you submit. And this will be more clear on how this will be used soon. But I'm really excited for how we're kind of building the baseline for the cool stuff we're going to be doing very, very soon. My website, for example, not the best use of this idea. I kind of copped out and just made this serif font and typed it out, which is not, look, I've tried, all right? But I want you guys to try to go after this and, have some fun, be creative, of course, and share some things with each other. If you have questions, you're wondering about something, just let me know during the week, because I'm going to be looking for your final logo in both either a PDF or image form, and I'll detail that on the actual assignment in Canvas, as well as, of course, the file itself, whether it be Illustrator or InDesign, so we can kind of see the work that you've created there. All right, cool kind of video here of this person that went about this process too. So there's a lot of stuff out there like Pinterest that'll help you get started, and I'm anxious to see what you guys come up with. So that's our first assignment for this course, Module 1, is starting now, and I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. I'll be building out the assignment page and putting the details there that I need you guys to know, but I always feel like it's kind of nice to have this video to help you guys just start thinking about this and to help show you guys some of the stuff that I like too. That's all for now. I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. If you have questions or concerns, or you're just not getting it, let me know, and I'll do what I can to kickstart your creativity.